Hi, this is video 6 of my bookshelf tour. The second smallest bookshelf, I would say. Quite a mix of books. First we have Partisans by Alistair MacLean. I've started reading Alistair MacLean this year. Best known novel is Where Eagles Dare, but he's written quite a lot of thriller books, so I think all of them are quite good. This is Blether, and this is a free book with Book Week Scotland. It's a collection of short stories by, I think, mostly unpublished writers. Mostly, I think, Scottish writers. Probably all, I think. Tentacle by Rita Indiana. I think I've covered this in some other videos. It was a mystery book, so I didn't know what I was getting. It was covered in paper, and it's apparently queer sci-fi. Hopefully it'll be reasonably easy to follow. I'm not sure. New Moon by Stephanie Moyer. This is the, I don't know, this this is the third book in the Twilight Saga. I'm not quite sure. Or is it the second book? What's the second book in the Twilight Saga? I've read the first one, I have to admit. Caput White by Gerald J. Tate. This is a book I was going to read for Halloween, but I have not read it yet. Former library book. This is Quiet by Susan Cain, and this is quite a special book because this was a birthday gift for my younger brother. Another Alistair MacLean book. This is HMS Ulysses, hardback. It's a reprint. 1955. Another Michael Moorcock book, Rituals of Infinity. I don't know if this is a standalone book, I'm not too sure. It's got a book crossing book. once again, L. Ron Hubbard. Writers of the Future, Volume 3. I've only read Frederick Pohl, not read the others. Sword and Sorceries by Marion Zimmer Bradley. Quite controversial figure, Marion Zimmer Bradley. I think if you do a search of her name, you'll find out why. Fantasy writing, short stories by various writers. Covered this before as Path of the Assassin, Volume 7 by Center of the World by Kazuo Koike and Koseki Kojima. I've read Volume 1 and Volume 2. It's quite explicit, but it's a very interesting historical piece of ancient Japan. This is a natural history book. It's Fungi of Britain and Europe by Stefan Buczaki, illustrated by John Wilkinson. It's a Collins Guide. Fascinating stuff, fungi. Quite technical. Field Guide to the Trees of Southern Africa by Eve Palmer, another natural history book. There's only a few colour illustrations. Western, we have Blown to Hell by R.E. What is it? Betchko, R.P.A. Betchko. Excellent book from Aberdeen. Although I don't remember buying this in Aberdeen, so maybe got it somewhere else. Brumby Dust by Reginald Otley, and I think this is actually set in Australia, even though it looks like a Western. Appropriate bookmark. another fungi book. Mushrooms and Toadstools of Britain and Europe by David Pegler. This one's got bigger illustrations. Beautiful. Wildlife of Britain and Europe by Michael Chinnery. So we've got birds. Mostly birds, some lizards. Fish. Gastropods, snails and slugs. Arachnids, spiders. Butterflies. Garden Wildlife by Richard Lewington. A bit dusty. Newts. You'd be quite lucky to find those in your garden, I think. Although if you have a pond, it's very possible. Beautiful illustrations. Common British Seashells by W.S. Forsyth. Black and white, unfortunately. Texas Cacti by Brian Laughlin and Shirley Laughlin. And I do have, I like growing a few cacti. I've got some Opuntia and got a few Mammillaria as well as some succulents. I think the succulents are African, Middle Eastern. One that's sort of a bit like that, an Opuntia, which is quite, but it's a smooth, it's not very big spines. It's an amazing one. pink prickly pear, Opuntia. That is Opuntia ozaria, variety Diplopurpurea. Nice flower. I've had some of my cacti flower, not many though, and they tend to be quite small flowers. Mammillaria species. I've got quite a few Mammillaria cacti. Another big one. Mushrooms. Mushrooms by Peter Marin. Second edition. That's nice. Color photos. There's a puffball. I've not seen a giant puffball, but I've seen quite a few of the puffball species. Usually about that size. Quite small usually. The last book we have is Written in the Wild by Jim Hallett. Photography. Nice landscape. So that was the second smallest bookshelf, I would say. Probably mostly natural history. Thanks for watching. Bye.